Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a specific report that caught our eye. It focuses on a reported connection between, well, two figures often making headlines, Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Yeah, and our source for this particular deep dive is a report from The Guardian. It was published June 4th, 2025.
Right. And our goal here is really to unpack what this specific source, The Guardian, is presenting about this reported link. And importantly, its apparent focus on tariffs. What's this report telling us, and why this specific angle on tariffs? Okay, so let's get into it. The Guardian's report, it uses some pretty strong language right away. It frames the connection as a political alliance. That's,
Yeah.
quite a term. What does the source seem to imply by actually calling it an alliance?
Well, yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because The Guardian isn't just like describing casual contact or maybe some shared views. By using alliance, according to their reporting, it suggests something more deliberate, perhaps even, a strategic alignment or cooperation between them. The report points to specific things, too. It
Yeah.
mentions, for example, reported private meetings. Discussions, stuff that goes beyond just saying hello, indicating maybe a coordinated effort or some kind of shared agenda. At least that's how the source seems to interpret it. It really paints a picture of a more structured political relationship maybe taking shape.
Okay, structured relationship. And then the report also explicitly pulls tariffs into this picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't just say they're, aligned generally. It connects it directly to economic policy, specifically tariffs. How does the report actually make that link between the alliance and tariffs?
Right. So if we kind of connect this to the bigger picture, tariffs are obviously a critical policy lever. They have huge economic consequences, right? Impacting trade, manufacturing costs, competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Guardian report really zooms in on this. It cites discussions the source claims happened about potential tariff policies. Things like tariffs related to Chinese goods, maybe electric vehicles as well. The report seems to suggest that this reported alliance could be driven, at least in part, by a mutual interest in shaping these specific economic policies.
So it raises a question then.
Exactly. Does the source imply tariffs are like a shared goal? Or maybe a negotiating point? Or perhaps just a key policy area where, Musk's business interests and Trump's political platform really overlap and are being actively discussed? The Guardian's emphasis, though, it clearly suggests tariffs are central here, not just some side issue in this alleged alliance.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the listener.
Yeah.
Why should you, listening now, care about a report detailing this kind of thing? A reported political alliance between a huge tech and manufacturing leader and a major political figure, specifically focusing on tariffs.
I'll think about the potential ripple effects, right?
Right.
Policy decisions on tariffs, they can directly hit the cost of goods you buy,
Yeah, true.
or the competitiveness of industries you might work in, or just rely on, even international relations.
Right. This report really highlights that often powerful, maybe behind-the-scenes intersection of big business interests and political agendas. So what stands out to you about this specific focus from the Guardian's report? Something to mull over.
So just to quickly summarize what this specific Guardian report puts forward, it positions the relationship as a political alliance based on interactions they report happened, and crucially, it links this alliance directly to discussions and potential influence on tariffs. That's the core claim from this source.
Okay. So given that the Guardian's report zeroes in like that on a political alliance reportedly centered around tariffs, what might this specific focus, just from this one source, tell us about where influential business leaders could be finding common ground with political platforms today?
Something to consider based only on the information presented in this specific report we've looked at.